Game Beard.
Let's make the AI diamond. Here you can see the printout. You're going to print on cardstock. I have 4 sides of the diamond and then 3 different color variations of a stand. I'm going to use this one, the scanning footprint version, which looks kind of interesting. But you could pick any 3 of these, gray, or this one has like a gradient, so it looks good. Okay, that's the printout. I already cut out my parts. I have 4 of these sides, and I need to fold them. So I have tabs on each side, tabs, and then there's like a fold here. So I'm going to just begin to fold these. I should have pre-folded all of them. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold one, and then I'll skip to when I've folded all 4 sides. It's probably focusing on these. So here you can see the fold. I folded the tab, and then I lightly folded the center. Okay, I've folded all 4 of my sides and their tabs. Now I need to glue them together. I'll start with 2. 2 tabs are just, one glues on the bottom, the other one glues on the top, and that will be my side, and then I'll continue to glue the other sides. When I glue, I want to get the glue right on the edge. I'm going to put that down. I'll glue this one too. I may only, pinch or add pressure to one side at a time, but I'll have the glue is ready. So I'm just going to place these together, try to match them up as best I can. And pinch behind. While I'm gluing this together, you might be interested in the design. Why do I have these gold bits? Those are supposed to be mega high-powered electromagnets that keep the diamonds together in formation. Because what happens is eventually you'll see that when these diamonds, AI diamonds, are deployed into battle, they all come attached in a larger diamond, and then they break apart, split up into, these smaller diamonds, these parts, and then they can attack multiple targets. Kind of like fighters or a swarm. But that's what those little gold triangles on the side are meant to be. This big red dot, that's supposed to be the doom laser, or the plasma death weapon. I haven't really. It's like the sci-fi weapon that that humanity can't fight back against yet. They will eventually. These are the weapons that destroyed the world. And of course, there's larger diamonds out there that have larger concentrated weapons. Okay. Now I'm ready for another side. So I'm gonna get some glue ready. I'm gonna glue. It's gonna get tricky. Let's see. Oh boy. That final one's gonna be tough. I'm gonna add glue here. It's been a while since I've glued a diamond together. I'm trying to remember. Well, anyways, I'm pinching behind. these diamonds hover, you know, they have anti-gravity propulsion, they hover above the city. We have a small flight stand that we currently have, but in the future there will be larger flight stands, or, you know, maybe you'll make your own. But I intend to have I'm working on a larger flight stand that, you know, you'd use like a brass or metal rod that might be 24 inches high, so that this thing can really, it's supposed to hover above the board. But currently it just has a tiny little, you know, tiny little hovering, you know, stand for now. But and we're going to use a paper clip to make that metal rod. Okay, I'm going to test fit my final piece, because you can see it's kind of coming together here. I actually have to push it apart. So maybe I'm going to glue these bottom ones first to space it out, and then I can kind of, or maybe the top. I want to do the top first, because that's more noticeable. Okay, but yeah, it's kind of pinching together, but maybe I think that's fine actually, because then it's easier to spread it apart. Definitely going to add some glue here and right on the edge. Okay, and then this top side. Let me glue it to this side first. I'm pinching behind. Okay, now I'm going to try to fold it in and spread it apart so that it will fit properly. Now, of course, I can't get my hand in there, so I guess I'm using my metal stick to add pressure on the inside, pressing against that tab. You may be able to see that, like a dentist. I'm a dentist. No, I'm not a dentist. Sorry. Sorry, dentists. Yeah. We've discussed using metal sticks, or like you could use the end of a paintbrush to push in there. I think I got it. I should probably hold it more. I'm going right on that edge, and I'm going to put all three of these together at the same time. Let's see what happens. Yeah, maybe that's what I needed to do. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to hold it. Okay, I held all three of those tabs and glued them at the same time, holding them with all my fingers. It took a little bit of time, but it appears to be working. It may still be gluing. Oh, I got a little bit extra tab. Maybe I can remove, or maybe just leave it. But I have my diamond here. Now I need to construct a stand. Now I'm going to just put this to the side. So you're going to cut out two pieces. Originally, you know, in the printout, it's like this. It's not meant to be folded. You know, that's not going to fold. So it's meant to just to cut. You cut it, and then we're going to glue these together and trim any excess. And you're like, well, why'd you do it that way? Well, just to save a cut line. So you just cut there and divide them. So I want to glue these together, but before I do that, I need to get my metal stick in there. So this is a paper clip. This is a large paper clip. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke a hole in the middle, slide this inside, and then glue it down in between those two pieces of, you know, cardstock. And then this stick will, you know, it'll go into the bottom. You'll have to try to like make a hole, and then it just goes inside. It's a very simple rudimentary stand, but It's something you can create at home, and you don't have to pay any expensive, there's no expensive expense. At the moment, that is. In the future, we'll have more fancy, elaborate stands or more taller stands. But how did I create this? This is simply just a large paper clip. So it's a large paper clip as opposed, I don't have a tiny, here's a bent tiny paper clip, but you can see it's much smaller. I use these to, poke my bottles of paint, get the glue out. But you're just going to fold this. The other one's better prepared, but I'm just going to fold it out and I'll just show you the process. It's going to be, bumpy, and it takes a while to get it just right. Let me move those out of the way so the camera doesn't focus on that. I'm going to fold this out. It's bumpy. And then finally, this piece, this curve, is going to be what attaches. So here you can see the rudimentary, it's pretty bad, and it's pretty bumpy. So what would you do? Well, you're going to kind of bend these little bends back and forth until they're straighter and they look nicer. One thing that sometimes I do is you may, on the edge of a table, not a good table, like a work table, or maybe I could use my rubber mat on the edge, and you can just you just kind of pull it on that back and forth. It'll give you a bend, but it might remove some of those smaller bends. It'll take some work, but it might smooth it out a little, and then you can just kind of straighten it. This one's it's a little, it needs some more work, but for the sake of the video, I'm just gonna use it. Which one's better? I think my original one that I prepared is better. Okay, so I need a tiny hole where there's this diamond here. Let's see. So right here, I'm just going to add a hole with my X-Acto blade, and that's where technically I believe it's going to be a little before it. No, that's pretty good. Okay. So right here, I'm going to add a hole. Just my X-Acto blade. That, I'll do it on the table. That's right on the table. Let me see if I need to make that bigger. No. Okay. So here you can see it underneath. And I only want it to, I don't want it to go beyond my base shape, and I'm going to add a ton of glue in here, and then I'm going to glue it on to the other cardstock piece. So I'm going to just add a bunch of glue to this, and a decent amount where that piece is going to go. Oh. I'm going to spread it around to the edges. Maybe add a little bit of glue right at that joint, or not the joint, I don't know. The entrance of that, let's see. I need a little more glue here. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to position it. The center, okay. Oh. Okay. Technically, maybe I could have taped it too. Like a little bit of tape, and then like glue, and then tape, and then glue on top of all that. But then this looks pretty good. Here, I'm just going to apply, this is the other side. I'm just going to apply it. Keep that from moving around. Okay, then I'm going to flatten it against my mat here. Ooh, okay. I have a little bit of white that I can trim. Ooh. While that's happening, I want to make sure I have a hole. It looks like I have a hole here at the bottom of my diamond. Just a tiny hole there. I think I have it. In fact, I can test it on my other paperclip. Yeah, you definitely don't want a big hole. You definitely don't want a big hole. And the wire or the paper clip, it's going to go all the way to the top. I mean, that will kind of help secure it. You're not going to glue it or anything, but you know, it'll hold it in place. Let your stand dry completely, because mine is not dry and it's droopy. Yeah, it wants to dry. It'll dry, but this is what I'm going to have. So I have this interesting base when it dries. I have my AI diamond, and I hope you have a lot of fun playing the game.